Hello, thanks again for tuning in. Welcome back to Myler's A to Z Guide to Wine. Change of scenery today. I'm in the good room, just relaxing on the sofa. I'm very fortunate to have three lovely girls in next door cooking a beautiful meal for me. I'll supply the wine, of course. Today's letter is O, and O is for oak. Oak has played a major part in the storage and aging of wine for many hundreds of years. Like a lot of things I've said before, it came about by default. The Romans used to store the vast majority of their wine in say, animal skins and ceramic pots, but it would go off very quickly, and sometimes took on characteristics of both those materials which weren't overly pleasant. And history tells us that whenever they invaded France, they realised the Gauls used to store their beer in oak barrels. It was handy for storage because they could roll it and transport it much easier, and also it stacked very easy. So unbeknown to them, when they stored the wine in these barrels, it started to impart some wonderful flavours which really enhanced the wine and give the wine longevity, give it potential to age. So oak starts to impart flavours of vanilla in particular, toast, spice, coconut, even licorice. Wines are spent a long time in an oak barrel. To learn a little bit about oak and to just sort of even smell oak for the very first time in a wine, the best place to go to is Spain and Rioja in particular. The Spanish classification of aging is graded on the length of time a wine will spend in oak. So if you walk into any independent shop tonight or wherever you buy your wines, and you'll see maybe 4 different grades of Rioja. The first entry point range is called Joven, Joven. That basically means young. The wine has really spent little time in oak at all. Maybe 1 or 2 months just to enhance it a little bit and make it more drinkable. But normally none at all. It's just wham bam, alakazam, get it down your neck type, simple, easy drinking red wine. Then you have Crianza. And I've showed you this bottle before, this Marcos de la Concordia Crianza. This is Crianza is a Spanish term meaning nursing, and legally Crianza must be aged for legally 2 years, at least 6 months in oak. So you will start to pick up those vanilla overtones from the new oak barrels. Then you have Reserva, which legally the wine has to be 3 years old and 1 whole year has spent time in oak. So for around about £13-15 you can get a good Reserva. Well worth the money because the wine will be so much more complex. And then Grand Reserva. If a certain year was very special to you, to buy a bottle of Grand Reserva and lay it down and age it, or to give it as a gift to someone, it's the perfect good value for money. And you can get a Grand Reserva between £15 and £20. It legally has to be 5 years old, 2 of which has to be spent in oak. So the oak characteristics will be very pronounced. And they will help the wine age for sometimes 20-30 years easy. So Grand Reserva represents really good value for money. So oak has played a big part in the aging and storage of wine for many years, and does impart beautiful flavours into the wine. So go out tonight and look for Crianza Reserva or Grand Reserva and enjoy a nice bottle of oaked wine. Thanks for joining me.